Hey everybody, welcome to Lawyer Live with Matt the Lawyer. I am Matt the Lawyer, Matt Johnston, coming to you from beautiful Frederick, Maryland. Before we go any further, I hope everybody will take time to go check out mattthelawyer.com, my website. There's some new information that's going to be going up there over the next couple of weeks. I'm also going to be doing a particularly significant talk announcing my new ebook coming up in about a month or so, and hopefully you will take the opportunity to take a look at that. If you sign up for the newsletter that's available on my website, you'll get first crack at that ebook. Anyway, today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's kind of in the news. It's died down a little bit since the time of Harvey Weinstein and all of the other sexual harassment things that have been coming out as a result of some very boorish behavior, as well as the whole metoo movement. And today's subject is about workplace romances. Yes, believe it or not, they still happen. People still meet at their workplace. They still fall in love, and it is a completely consensual relationship. I know, it seems to be a shocker, but it actually does still happen. So, what should an employer do? Because you have a real tricky situation on your hands if that's the case. So first of all, you have to acknowledge that it's going to happen, and you may want to have a policy in place that requires the employees to disclose a consensual romantic relationship that arises while at the workplace. Don't be prude about it. Don't be annoying about it. You should try to discourage those sorts of things, but you have to sort of acknowledge that they are going to happen. So one of the ways in which you can handle this is something that sounds a little odd, but it's called an office relationship contract. Now, the office relationship contract is simply that. It's a contract between the employer and the employees who are engaging in this consensual relationship. And that's the key thing, needs to be consensual. Okay, so what does this contract look like? Well, first of all, you get the parties in a room and you say, look, thank you for reporting your consensual relationship. We wish you well. We want you to have good luck. And if you decide to get married, hey, invite us to the wedding. We'll have a good time. In the meantime, though, we need you guys to sign this document. And the consensual relationship has to be disclosed. It has to be voluntary, and it has to be a part of the relationship contract. And it's one of the first things that you state in there. The next thing that you want to have in this relationship contract is a reinforcement of the company's EEOC policies and the company's anti-sexual harassment policies. If there's a consensual relationship, it is quite possible that there might be a disparity between the power positions of these particular employees. There might be a disparity between the time that they've been at the company, and clearly a disparity between those two individuals and the rest of the company. And you want to make sure that those disparities aren't being used to punish or harass or discriminate against those employees or against any other employees in the company. So reinforcing your EEOC policies and reinforcing your non-harassment policies and including a copy of the company policies on that contract allow you to remind these employees that what they are doing is, while not prohibited, certainly a fertile ground for a problem. Particularly, and while you may not hope this happens, particularly if the relationship ends. Okay? The next thing you want to do is reiterate that this office relationship contract is going to be confidential. It's not going to be something that the company is going to publicize, short of the couple themselves announcing to the world, hey, we're dating and we're getting married or something like that. The company has no business releasing the fact that there's this office relationship contract and not being involved in that way. That makes sure that if the relationship fails, that it's not going to be blared out upon the company website. And it's not going to be something that's going to be a negative or a positive for the people in the relationship. All right, so let's actually talk about the elephant in the room, which is the potential for harassment. Number one, if the relationship that comes to you that is disclosed involves a reporting relationship between the two, you immediately have to either transfer or demote or, in the absolute worst case scenario, terminate one of the employees. Now, you can give the employees themselves a lot of say and discretion into this, but that reporting relationship cannot exist. There's two reasons for that. One is it's patently unfair. There is an almost necessary presumption of unfairness, favoritism that could happen if there is a reporting relationship with regard to other employees. The other thing is if this relationship fails, there is a strong likelihood, a possibility that a harassment claim can be made. And that puts the employer at a very, very difficult position, because by law, if a supervisor is harassing a subordinate, a direct report subordinate, that is almost a per se sexual harassment violation for the employer. They can't really have a good mechanism for getting around it. So if there's a reporting relationship between the two people who are in the relationship, one of them needs to be transferred, demoted. Hopefully you don't have to demote or fire anybody, but you do need to transfer them out. The next thing that you need to do is you do have to make sure that if the relationship ends, that these parties understand that the consensual nature of their relationship, it doesn't obviate or eliminate sexual harassment possibilities or claims, but it is something that has to be acknowledged. You also want to think about actual behavior of these parties. You don't want unwanted or unnecessary or even any public displays of affection, whether at work or at company functions. Now, if everybody in the office knows that they're dating, holding hands, or dancing, things like that, think about it as like high school or worse, even middle school. In middle school, you could hold hands, but that was about it. Really, you don't want to have these public displays of affection being on display at the office. It may make other people uncomfortable. It may indicate some sort of special relationship there that you, the company, do not want to have promoted. That can create a harassing atmosphere. Even if the parties themselves are fine, harassment can still be a third party who witnesses that. And you certainly want, as an employer, you certainly want to avoid that kind of a problem. Okay. So if you're going to have an office relationship contract, and you probably want to think about that, have a lawyer help you draft that. Make sure you sit down, make sure you understand what is being discussed and how it's going to be presented, and so that you can present it in such a way that it works for everybody. Okie doke. So once again, go back and check out Mattthelawyer.com, the website. You can sign up to follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, LinkedIn. What else is there? Also sign up for the email newsletter. In the meantime, go out and watch some live soccer, Major League Soccer, or even local kids soccer. Soccer is a great game. I'll talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.